and we are in John. And for the last time, we're going to be in chapter 1 of John. We're going to finish chapter 1 today. Something you might have thought would never happen. So we're going to do altogether 43 to 51. Well, let's read the first 2 or 3 verses from there. The next day, Jesus decided to go to Galilee. He found Philip and said to him, "Follow me." Now Philip was from Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Peter. Philip found Nathanael and said to him, "We have found him of whom Moses in the law and also the prophets wrote, Jesus of Nazareth, the son of Joseph." So, we know that Jesus said to Peter and to Andrew, in reading other Gospels, "Follow me," says here to Philip, "Follow me." The Gospels are all giving condensed accounts. And sometimes it is seen as though the encounter where Jesus says someone to follow me comes completely out of the blue. That generally is not the case. There has been some interaction between Jesus and whoever he was calling before then. But the key thing is that Jesus says, "Follow me." We are called to follow Jesus. And it's not a matter of believing philosophy. Not even a matter of believing certain creeds, though creeds are important. But we are following Jesus. God himself calls us to follow him. And then in 45, Philip is then going to call Nathanael, who we don't read much about at all, apart from this section here. It says, "We found the one whom Moses in the law and also the prophets wrote about." Now, the bit we're talking about what Moses said comes from Deuteronomy 18. It's a whole section, 15 to 19. I'll just read out verse 15 from there. It says, "The Lord your God will raise up for you a prophet like me." This is Moses speaking. "From among you, from your brothers, it is to him you shall listen." That Moses saying someone else is going to come in the future, and the Jews believed that someone was going to come, which is the Messiah. And here Philip is saying Jesus is the one that Moses was speaking about. Anyway, let's go to the next bit. Nathanael isn't that keen. Nathanael said to him, "Can anything good come out of Nazareth?" And Philip said to him, "Come and see." So Nathanael's sceptical. And Jesus lived in Nazareth. And Philip says sometimes he doesn't counter the argument head on. He says, come and see. Put aside your prejudices for a moment and come and see who it is. Come and see who Jesus is. And people have intellectual objections to Christianity, and there are things called apologetics, which is defending the gospel, explaining the reasonableness of the gospel, which is all very important and all very good. But the most important thing is coming to know Jesus. We are not called so much to believe a set of propositions as we are called to follow and believe a person. Anyway, then it says in 47, Jesus saw Nathanael come towards him and said to him, "Behold, an Israelite indeed, or a true Israelite, in whom there is no deceit." And Nathanael said to him, "How do you know me?" Jesus answered him, "Before Philip called you, when you were under the fig tree, I saw you." So, what's Jesus saying to him here? An Israelite in whom there is no deceit. Tying this into what we'll read a few verses later, it's referring to Jacob, who was a man in whom there was nothing but deceit. Well, that's not totally fair on Jacob. There was rather more than that to him. But we know that deceitfulness was his kind of modus operandi, the way that he worked. And well, if we read from 49 on, now, Nathanael answered him, "Rabbi, you are the Son of God, you are the King of Israel." that it seems a rather strange response here. I mean, Jesus said he saw him under the fig tree, and Nathanael seems to suddenly realise he's the Son of God. Now, there are two things to say about it. One is saying here, the Son of God, it's probably not, it's not like Peter's statement that we read about in Matthew, where Peter recognises that Jesus is the Messiah. It can be a more general or looser statement than that. But anyway, he's recognised something different about Jesus. And then if we read 50 to 51, the last two verses, Jesus answered him, "Because I said to you, I saw you under the fig tree, do you believe? You will see greater things than these." And he said to him, "Truly, truly, I say to you, you will see heaven opened and the angels of God ascending and descending on the Son of Man." And that bit there, Jacob had this dream or vision of angels ascending and descending. So again, he's referring back to that here, and it's probably something we don't really appreciate fully. I don't appreciate fully what's going on here. It's related to the sort of the Jewish heritage, if you like, of how important Jacob was. I mean, we probably don't. We say God is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and Abraham we give enormous importance to. Jacob, well, we know about him. We know he's a twister. He was somewhat deceitful. We know he wrestled with God. But we probably don't really attach that much importance to him. And yet God does say, "I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob." God attaches more importance to Jacob than we do. Maybe just ponder that thought. And then we get in John's Gospel, we get the first use of the term Son of Man, which is referring a bit in Daniel. Let me just find it. Yes, Son of Man is probably referring back. Well, it's used in various ways in the Old Testament. A lot of time it just means man. If you read the book of Ezekiel, a lot of the time Ezekiel is referred to by God as "O Son of Man," and it just means human being or mortal man. In Daniel chapter 7, verses 13, let me read 13 and 14. "I saw in the night visions, and behold, in the clouds of heaven came one like a son of man. And he came to the Ancient of Days, and was presented before him. To him was given dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all peoples, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom one that shall not be destroyed." That's Daniel 7, 13 and 14. And that's clearly messianic reference there. And Jesus uses this term, the Son of Man, which I think it's meant to have that kind of ambiguity. It refers to the humanity and to the divinity of Jesus. So, we're now done with chapter 1 of John's Gospel. So next time we'll move on to chapter 2.